All right. So I want to say, folks, welcome here tonight. Also, another thing, it's been one crazy day today. Let me tell you, a lot of people are very interested now because of what Biden's been saying, what's going on, and they begin to realize that corporate credit is going to be one thing where to go. There's some people out here also that be going for the big program, which means this: they're going for or we have different levels of programs, but some people are going for the hybrid, which and it goes for the bigger programs with the primary trade lines and everything else that goes with other areas. But the thing is, some people are ready to run and get going quicker, which is awesome. Some people have to take smaller steps, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. Either way, you all can go ahead and build your business credit. First of all, I want to say thank you for being here. Just to let you know that one of our missions is to help entrepreneurs go ahead and obtain capital and credit they need to fuel their dreams. Here's one thing about this. When you work with us, you better be prepared to run. When it says open, you're never closed. What I mean by never closed is that my head's cut off a little bit. Hold on, let me kind of pick this up here. Here we go. All right. So now the thing is that what I want to make you aware of is that everything that you do will go ahead and reflect what you are doing and where you're going in your business credit and also in your personal credit. One thing we want to address, you to know is this: we're here to assist all of you. It doesn't matter where you start at. And the thing is that some people have the ability to start at a higher level, and that's okay. Those people also start at a higher level, they're still going to have to wait a certain amount of time to get their everything reporting to their Dun & Brad, Business Experience, Equifax. So no matter what you pay for, you're still going to have to wait the time for the numbers to show up. Now, some of you might have pre-built companies already that the numbers already showed, but the thing is now you're going for a bigger credit line and bigger reporting. So you have like maybe 250,000 or $250,000 showing, or maybe 150,000 or 120,000 showing on your business in the next 90 days or so, because it takes time to get on there. Some of you also, the hybrid program, it's not a bad program. I tell people if they're going to take that program, the hybrid program we use is that we want to go ahead and make sure that when we suggest that program, that you are now prepared when you receive whatever you get in the hybrid program, anywhere between $30,000 to $150,000, it'll be 0% interest for 6 up to 18 months. Now, I can't tell you which one they're going to be, because when they do all the put togethers, some might come back at 6 months, no interest. Some might come at 12 months. Some might come at 18. So one of the things I want to make you aware of is that there's a lot of things for you folks to begin to understand, is that everything it's not microwavable. The only microwavable I can tell you, like if I just took one of the companies I had and say, okay, here, with no PGs anywhere, all personal, no PGs, just strictly built that way, it's going to cost a little different. But then if we gave you one of those are the things that, guess what? That it's right away then, okay? The microwavable is there. Now, one thing about it, a lot of people build their companies, and the thing when they build them with PGs, and then they turn around and want to sell them. And then what happens is that they'll vet you, which means you're going to take over these loans. They're going to vet you to make sure that you qualify, and then things fall apart sometimes. So that's what I'm saying, is that when you do the programs that we suggest, those programs will be the one that you will go ahead and see. What the thing is that you want to begin to remember is you're the one that's going to make a difference. You're the one that's going to go ahead and make a difference in what you do. So what I want to make you aware of is that everything that you're doing makes a difference in building your business credit. So when we say open, we mean open, okay? Now, everybody in YouTube land, is that I want to make sure you're aware that you understand that you are the one that makes the difference in building your business. You're the one that makes the difference in what you are doing. One thing I want to make you aware of is this: the most powerful person in building your business is you. The most powerful person in building your business credit is you. Yes, you. You're the one. You're the one that's going to make a difference in your organization. You're the one that's going to go ahead and make a huge difference in what you do with your business. Also, another thing, I want you to understand tonight. What I want you to see is, if you're waiting, YouTube and Facebook people to go ahead and be in the room, what I want to make you aware of is this: make sure your cameras are off. So, because again, we're not here to have people go ahead and vote for you if you're the most beautiful person in here. Okay. There's several people in here we have that we see your camera up. We just ask you to go ahead and just kind of go ahead and disable your camera temporarily, because we're not doing any voting tonight. Okay. All right. So the next thing we want to do is this: your business credit is the most important thing inside of who you are. Meaning this: at corporate credit building, what we do is that we work with you. You're never left alone. You're not all by yourself. You're not um, you're not by yourself, meaning that you always have someone to go ahead and have yourself being coached, and by yourself. You're not by yourself. See, a lot of people taking you're by yourself, which means this: whatever program you set yourself up for, the thing is, what we're looking for is to have you know that you are the one, that each one of you will always have something special to add inside a conversation. So one thing we want to do is this, to let you know, is that you are the one that makes a difference. And the thing is, what you're looking for is your way to go ahead and have your availability begin by knowing that you have coaches and people that will make a difference in your life to move you forward, so you can go ahead and get the articulation you need. Now, each time sometimes it might be 30 minutes, it might be an hour. Sometimes we take down the information we need from you so we can move forward. But most of all, we want you to understand is this: life itself is not over the way it is. You're going to begin a new journey when you start with us, because we're going to make sure that we package the whole thing and have you move to the next level. The corporate credit myths are this: the myth about corporate credit is this: a lot of people out there have been hammered, and I've been getting a lot of calls too about this. Hey, how do I know you're not going to do X? How do you know you're not going to steal from us? This is called like it is. How do you know you're not going to go ahead and make a difference? How do you know we're not going to get all these how do we knows? One thing we want to make you aware of is that you are a person that makes a difference. Now, one thing we want to make sure of is this: you do make a difference inside of it. One thing we want to make sure you understand for yourself is you are a person that we are concerned. We actually really do, when I say care, not care like in the way of, okay, I care. No, we really have a concern about your success. And your success is this: whatever way that you have, we're looking to have you be a success in what you're up to, not what we're up to. We're giving you coach advice, we'll consult you, but the thing is, whatever you're up to, that's what we're going to be up to with you. We're not here to be your attorney, so you want to ask an attorney question, don't ask us. If you want to go ahead and have a financial advisor, don't ask us. We'll refer you to a financial advisor. If you want a good CPA, we're not CPAs, but we'll give you one. Don't ask us for CPA. We'll tell you what our CPAs has told us. And we'll tell you what our attorneys have told us. We'll tell you what the resolutions the attorney's given us. Well, we'll even tell you about financial advice we got from ABC, advisory board. But one of the things we want to make you really aware of is this: you have the power. You have the power to go ahead and have the extraordinary business and business credit just like any other corporation, whether it be Amazon, whether it be Apple. It really doesn't matter who you are, what you're going for. The thing is this: if you can begin to realize that you have the same power to build a credit as anybody else, the thing is that you make the difference. You make the difference. What I mean by that, you only not only make the difference, it's what you say. We're here to support and back you up for what you're looking for. One thing we want you to understand is this: we want you to get that you are important, that you make a difference, all right? That you are also a one that also has a say-so. You have a voice. We want to let you know that you, see, are special. Most people don't understand that is that we're not here to belittle what you have. And a lot of people call and say, yeah, this company said I was this way and that way, and they were kind of go ahead and say this to me, and I felt I felt belittled. We're not here to do that to you, folks. We're here to make sure that you, whatever I don't care if you say I have this little widget and I want to go ahead and get money to sell the widget because I know it's going to make a difference. Cool. We'll support the widget. What you want, let's start building for it. Let's do what we got to do to build it. There is nothing like someone trying to go ahead and squish your dream. We're not here to do that. Also, to go ahead and to give a judgment, assessment, and opinion about you? No. Judgment and assessment, opinion about your business? No. We're not here to do any of that. And I've had, this week's been real crazy week after my last webinar. And the thing is that a lot of people out there, I didn't realize they were getting hammered that way. And I'm like, wow. So even when in the free consulting calls they would get other places, the people would just be belittling them and just telling them crazy things. And it's like, holy moly. So I just want to let you know, at Corporate Credit Blueprints, we're one of you. I'm going to tell you this. I know what it's like to go ahead and file BK. That's happened to me before, back in my early days when I first started in 1985. These are the areas that people, I understand the pain. I get it. I get the pain. I understand what it takes to go ahead and get, not feel bad about it. But you know what? It happens in life. But you know what? Did it save the house? It sure did. Did it save other things? It sure did. And then I started getting my stuff together. Okay, great. I understood now. So, I mean, my credit was like, horrible, five something, four something. I remember. No, I'm not a member. And I said, I remember. Okay. So one of the things I want to let you know is that we do have the compassion. And for those of you that never gone through this experience, I know what it's like to be frustrated when you first start building it. It takes the time. You've got to get the score, the 5 payment experience showing up when you first start out. Somebody that already has some payment experience is showing up. Now, one thing you want to go ahead and begin is that if you have the primaries to be floating on your business, you need those to show up. When those show up, it just takes the same amount of time roughly to have them show up. But then once those show up, man, you can go to the moon, to Mars if you want to. So with that, I just want to really tell you that the most beautiful thing is that you have people here who really want to see you succeed. And even if you're already there, you say, I got, $1.5 million worth of business credit. Well, let me ask you a question. Is it daisy chain? Have you multiplied it without personal guarantee in it? If you multiplied it by creating another entity or another business, or maybe you paid attention to some of the things that we've said, where you created divisions for a line of defense, and you PG'd it. Yeah, you can go ahead and do another hybrid program on that and do another one. But the thing is, why? You don't have to once you take care of the beginning, like we talked about. So the myth of getting corporate credit, there is no myth. There's only a process that must be followed and an exact way to do it. And for those of you who are brand new, in fact, even I had a conversation with someone before I even had started and before I even talked to someone else. I was at their business and they were talking. I'm like, I'm a kindergarten, how do I know how to get a corporation? And listening to everything, they have this myth saying that only the rich can have this. Only the rich need a corporation or an LLC. And I asked them, where do you hear that at? Who told you that? Then they said, hey, it comes, well, you hear them talk, this and that, and you hear corporate credit. And I call them and they say they want me to go ahead and personal guarantee everything. I said, no, that's not true. Who told you that? And then they mentioned some names. And I'll mention, I won't mention names, but I kind of mention what they kind of do. They have a very good web page and the information, but nothing ever mentions about no PG. But it says, hey, get 300,000, get 325,000, get 500,000, get 125,000. How about between $30,000 to $175,000? But they don't tell you. They get you all hyped up on receiving the money. But so when you call in, great, they tell you, okay, great, how's your credit? And then you say, well, not so good. Well, then they throw you into another, program instead of look at the programs that we have is for both, which means it's either it could be built with personal credit. It could be built with a personal guarantee, the corporate credit, or it could be done no PG if your credit's horrible. But also when you guarantee the stuff, we make sure we get you out of it. For the lenders that we go to, we know that those cards or those lines will allow, once your business gets to a certain point, that they will allow the guarantor to come off. If not, we will go apply at another place without the guarantor to get the same credit line. So that credit line now pays off that other credit line. Now it's just strictly on the corporation, no PG anymore. And you still can keep that line open, just don't close it. Just don't close it. If you don't, because it'll look bad on your personal record when you close it. So the thing is, always keep it open. Only use that in case of emergency. So one thing we want to also let you know is this. One beautiful thing about the building your corporation is that you have a lot of power, and it's a step by step. Now, also another thing about never bringing the pain home. You don't want to bring the pain home. What for? In fact, the other guy's talking, well, they're doing some stuff under the table or doing this. I said, why do all that nonsense? Because if anything happens, anyone decides to go ahead and go crazy, and I don't know what they're doing. The thing is, you want to begin to understand is that the whole purpose of having a business and business credit is so you don't bring the pain home. So anything you do that you're able to write off and move forward. So one thing you want to begin to understand is you're the one that makes a difference. But you want to learn the art of not bringing the pain home. The art of not bringing the pain home. Now, your business name, whatever it is, that's the top one. You want to begin to learn setting up the line of defense. Setting up the line of defense. Now, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? What does that really mean? Now, I'm going to tell you my very, very first business was a home alarm system. All right. It was going door to door, knocking on the door to door. And on top of that, one thing about that is that you want to begin to understand is that when you go door to door, it's a whole nother game about what you're doing. Now, I was doing well for a while. Then all of a sudden, one day, for some reason, I could not go ahead and give it away. I could not give it away even if I tried. One thing about this is this. I learned from that point on that the whole thing is this, is that you definitely have made yourself, I made myself because I didn't understand why. How was I doing this? I didn't understand why I went down. So I started studying. And there's some people that were in business, and I saw them before in business someplace. It closed down, and then they went someplace else. So one thing about this is what you want to begin to understand for yourself is one of the most important things is losing your thinking about how it's supposed to be by using your personal credit. I use my personal credit, and that's what killed me. I used my personal credit. I used my personal credit. And then that began to go because I wasn't moving anything. So I started living off my personal credit, and I destroyed it. And then it was crazy. So I began to learn the business line of it. And that's why I began to realize, okay, what is it going to take? So you learn different strategies. And then back in the 80s, people tried to keep this thing a secret. Oh, yeah, it was no secret. I began to realize the information was out there. And I had to go find it. It's out there, folks. Some things aren't quite out there as blatant as some things, but the beginning steps are. But setting up your line of defense, there's only two people, one other person and myself, that understand this, and that's about it. Go on YouTube, and you're not going to find anyone that talks about, you are not going to find more than two people that I know of as of today, because I searched it every day and I don't find it. They're not going to talk about this because a lot of them don't understand it. So since they don't understand it, the most beautiful thing about it is that it's so easy and so awesome. When I say easy, it's easy because we've done it a lot. But once you pick up on it, you realize, wow, this is what the Fortune 500 do. And they never bring the pain home. You think Amazon is going to bring the pain home when it goes bankrupt? No, because it's set up right. How about Apple? You think Apple's going to go ahead and worry overnight about, okay, great? No. They have a lot of subdivisions. And if they don't work, it doesn't affect Mr. Cook. He goes home, relaxes. Because you got to remember this. Debt follows tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. So what I want to let you know is that debt follows tax ID. Debt will follow your Dun & Brad number. Debt will follow your business Experian and also your business Equifax. So what I want to make you aware of is what can be done is you are able to establish a way that you don't get hurt. And I don't mean that you're going to do anything crazy. And crazy means you're not going to go ahead and defraud anybody. But this is how you set your business up so you have a line of defense. You don't bring the pain home. You're able to multiply your credit through the divisions. And some of them you won't have to have any PGs at all because of the fact how you set it up. But some of you set it up where you're going to need a PG because you think you have to get a PG right away instead of having the patience. And some of you want a microwavable credit to show up right away. That's going to be one of the most challenging things. Microwavable could be 30 days, not a problem. But you're not going to have it show up overnight. That's a lot of you want to go through, and that's kind of like the cuckoo. That's never going to happen. That is never going to happen that way. Now, one thing I want to make you aware of is that your line of defense gives you a lot of power because now you know debt follows tax ID. Remember, borrowed money is not taxable. Borrowed money is not taxable. Borrowed money is not taxable. Mr. Keith, I'm my tech guy. You know. All right. So now what I'm saying, my tech guy, I'm just asking him to do something. Now, but here what I want to let you know is this. One thing you want to begin to understand is that when you know that you're not going to bring the pain home, you get a little more courage about, okay, great, raw, okay? One of the beautiful things is this. Remember, if you know it not going to come home, then guess what? Guess what? The thing is that you want to begin to understand is you have power because you know how to set up your business. Also, another thing, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. In other words, that's why you have a division for real estate, a division for, maybe you're going to buy a franchise. All right. The other division maybe is going to be leveraging money. All right. Leveraging money. So the thing is that what's happening is that when you begin to learn leverage money and also profit sharing, these other two will work for you. Your corporation on top builds credit, and passes it down to the children. Once the children get them, there's a special way you're able to go ahead and have them have the credit. So let's say your corporation has $400,000. Better yet, let's back it down. A believable thing, $100,000. So now let's say you give $100,000, you get a card for each division. Eventually, the divisions are going to have $100,000 on each, because there's a process that you do that actually that allows them to have it on a separate billing away from you, under their tax ID number, under their DUNS number, and now you'll have $400,000. You'll have $400,000. And now, what can you do with $400,000? What would you do with $100,000 if you had that available? Let me tell you, folks, this is not hard to do. It's real simple. For instance, one of the business opportunities you can create is becoming the bank. Let's say you have a credit line of $50,000. Well, that gives you 5 lines of $10,000 to loan out. So if you loaned out 5 times that, it's 50. Now the payment on 50,000 is $612.26. I like to round up to $615. I like just the easy numbers that way. All right. Now you lend it out, not to just anybody. You lend it out to guess who? You lend it out to homeowners that need a loan. That need a loan to go ahead and maybe fix up their house to sell it. Maybe they're going to go ahead and they need money to go ahead and get their house out of foreclosure, whatever it might be. But attach it to the house and make sure the value is there. And you have to decide what value you're looking for. They're going to fix up the house. You want to ask them what the AVR is. You ask them what the AVR is after they fix up the house. So that's the after value refurbishing, which means after they refurbish the house, how much is the house really going to be worth? So so the AVR is the one what you're looking for. What's it going to be worth after they fix it up? If that's what they're going to use it for, I mean, you can have to take the word there. You can't force them. So one of the things you want to begin to understand is this. That's $612 per month that you pay just on the 50. Remember I told you, I don't have it on here, but the average person wastes $600 a month away. Average, just waste it. Spend it on crazy stuff. Starbucks here and there, going here. That's $600. All right. Now, one thing also this. So when you figure this out, you gross about $3,000. You make a payment of $612. You have $2,400 left over per month. That's $29,000 a year. That's what some people are making working an 8-hour day at $15 an hour. So you tell me, if you had that going on, would that work for you? Would that satisfy you? Would that give you what you're looking for? Would it bring you peace of mind knowing that what you have, I have that coming in, and it's secured with real estate? So what I'm saying to you, there is ways to do this. If this doesn't work for you, maybe this will. How about if $29,000 doesn't work for you? What about if you had $100,000? Will bring you in $48,000 per month. All right, $48,000 per month. So let me ask you a question. It was $48,000 per month. How much is that per year? How much is that per year? Can anyone tell me that? All right, that's almost 60 grand, $57,000. Would that make a difference? All right, that's not good enough for you. How about if you go ahead and do 150,000 and low that out? Now you figure it's going to be 612 times 3. All right, so now you have 7,000. All right, coming in every month. That'd be 88, little over $88,000. Just remember, cash flow will free up your time. Cash flow will free up your time. So one of the things I want to make you truly aware of is this. You do have the ability to go ahead and make money off the money that you're able to leverage. That's called leveraging. Leveraging your money. Leveraging your money. Leveraging your money. And not your money, but it's not the business. I mean, it's the business money, not your money. When you leverage the business money, then you are able to go ahead and make money. Now, as you can tell, of course, I'm working at home. So the doggies are going crazy because a dog outside is barking. Now, with that said, what I want to make sure that you understand is this. No matter what you do, no matter what business you're in, you will definitely be in the area of making money. These are just some of the ideas that we do. These are just some of the ideas. These are some of the ideas that we do and what we bring in. Yeah. Okay, sweetie. So the thing is guess what? What I want to let you know is that one of the most important things you want to begin to understand is this. You can do anything you wish, anything you want at any time. So guess what and guess who? The beautiful thing about this is that you're not stuck. What ideas do you have? You don't have to have anything yet while you're building your business. You just got to think about what are you going to do with when you do have the money? What are you going to get yourself into? What are you going to invest in that's going to give you a return? Are you looking for a fast return? How fast is a return? If you have this and set up, you can advertise on Craigslist. Private investor, which means will be the business. Private investor with business or private business looking to invest money in real estate. You need $10,000 or less, or $10,000 to fix up your house, blah, blah, blah. And there's things you're going to look for. And the reason why I have this information here is to tell you, a lot of people don't even know what a homestead blocker is. A lot of people don't understand what a UCC1 with a chattel mortgage is. These are the things that give you the protection. Those are the things what you want to begin to see, that you're the one that you have the power. Then when you leverage it, you leverage your money, you get in return, and guess what? Let me ask you, when you leverage that, you have a $10,000 asset with the note to go with it, plus what's the asset worth? Huh, think about that for a minute. Think about that for just a momento. And ask your CPA, how would you go ahead and do all that? How would you go ahead and make that happen? It's very simple. Like, again, we're not here to be your legal accountant or legal attorney, but we're here to go ahead and just give you a consultant what we do. So with that said, now we want to go ahead and move over to, guess what? There's something else I want to show you. Now, this is just one idea. Now, remember I gave you, when I say remember, remember if you go back to a month ago on a YouTube, I talked about one of our people, what they did is they got cars on a line of credit. And then on top of that, what they did is that they got the Uber cars. They made the Uber cars. They made the Uber cars. So one of the things about that is that when we made the Uber cars, they bought the Uber cars to have the Uber cars, and they have everything set up. If you're able to drive, they have the insurance, everything figured out. So when you drive the car, every time you take a client, it takes all the money out for the rental for the car for them and all the insurance, and of course it pays Uber, and what's left is all yours. and you don't have to have a car. You could be a guy underneath a bridge that at least has all your faculties, and if you have a driver's license that's current, and that's it. You don't need no insurance because it's already done. The guy was thinking the guy is just banking because of look at the COVID. People want to go back and forth and whatever was going on. So it's worked really well for him. Also, another thing is this: learn to become the bank. What I talked about. This is what I said about becoming the bank. You want to learn to become the bank because becoming the bank is going to be one of the most powerful things that you could do, because when you learn how to leverage the business money, you don't even have to have a business right now, but get your credit lines built up. So all of a sudden, when you see an opportunity that comes by, you say, that's it. I'm going for it. Or you might say something that you want to go ahead and invest in another business. Say, you know what? This business needs this. So guess what I'm going to go ahead and do? I'm going to go ahead and do X. And X will be one of the, what I'm doing is looking at, one of the dogs I'm trying to shoo him out of the room. So I'm just apologize for that. So anyways, now the thing is that you have control. So you become the bank, which means your corporation becomes the bank. You lend out. You can lend out money in anywhere in the United States. Just make sure you follow the state rules regarding lending, how big the type has to be and so on. And also another thing, learn what a homestead blocker is. Learn what the UCC one chattel mortgage is. This is what we teach you when you're growing. So a lot of people don't understand. It's not just about getting corporate credit. It's just not about getting corporate credit. It's not about getting corporate credit. It's not about getting corporate credit at all. What it is about is that you're learning to build your business for you. For you. Another thing is this: when you become and learn to become the bank, this is what a lot of people today. Well, actually, the one business I was at, this guy had a lot of inventory that he bought for his business. He bought all the inventory. So I said, man, you can get like 3/4 of your money back. Like, I told him what program we have to go with this, that, and the other thing. And a lot of people, and he has an LLC. Nothing wrong with the LLC again. It's just that it's just not as much as protection. But I went over the corporate stuff with him, and he said, I never realized this was available. It goes like, this is really. I said, yeah, go ahead and Google on your computer and pull up all these. So he's pulled up a few things. He goes, wow. But he goes, what you're telling me is deeper than what they're talking about. We go deep. And if I'm giving you a fire hose, which means I'm giving you way more information than what is what you're used to, it's not that I'm trying to go ahead and overload you. I want to let you know, you have here with this business, you have someone with over 32 years of experience. This organization has over 32 years of experience, plus the other people add together is like almost 40 years of experience. We have the depth to walk you through. It's just the beginning part. No one has, when I say no one, because I'm included in that. And when I first began, I had no patience either. I wanted it today. Even back then in the 80s, I wanted the microwavable, quick, instant, oatmeal. Okay? Folks, I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people try to get around. If you're going to do it in 30 days, there's a window that has to be done. You can have it done in 90 days for sure if you actually get the 5 payment experiences going. And if you're willing, and if you have access, because you are going to invest in your business. Here's one thing you want to remember. A lot of you went to college out there, and what you did is that you went to college and you paid 80, 40, 50, 30, 120, $200,000 for student loans. Then when you got out, you were hoping to get the job that you were looking for. Some of you are going to go to internships for doctor. Well, they don't pay you for internship. They don't pay you for an internship at all. They don't pay you for an internship at all. What I'm saying is this. I want you to understand the investment that you're making in yourself. The investment that you're making for yourself. What I'm letting you know again, the investment you're making for yourself is this. It is, guess what? You. And you'll get 10 times more of your return on this investment within 24 months for sure. Now, let me tell you, that's a good return. 10 times that amount. So I just want you to remember this. You're going to learn as you go. And as you go and learn, it's a step-by-step process. I mean, I wish we could have your business going every day, you know, what business you're doing and rock and rolling with you. But a lot of you have your own business going. You all have a lot of things going on. A lot of you want to try some things. So one of the most beautiful things is this, is that you have access not only to learn how to become the bank, you also learn how to go ahead and have the money work for you. It becomes your slave. One of the things you want to begin to understand is this. There are certain industries like real estate investing that are flagged as high risk business. We're going to show you what not to put down too. Don't put down real estate investment. You're going to put down business management because you're going to be managing what you invest in. You got to begin to learn what you're going to use and how to use it, because it is true. You are going to be managing real estate. You are going to be managing the investment. You are going to be managing whatever, even if you're in a trucking business, you're going to be managing the trucking. So it's business management. Those are one of the most important things that you can ever want to understand, is that what you put down on your Dun & Brad will either flag you as high risk or low risk. Business management is not even near. It's not even above the low risk. So also it's corporate credit blueprints.com, corporate credit blueprints.com, corporate credit blueprints.com, and there's our phone number. Now, all we want to do is repackage your whole life. When I say exciting, it is, because you get the opportunity to repackage it. But I just want to let you know that you're the maker, you're the creator. You are what it says. If you focus on something, that's what it will be. It's like when you say, oh, I know this is going to happen. I know this is going to happen. I know this is going to happen. Oh. You know what? Then all of a sudden, be careful what you wish for. Now, sometimes it takes a lot to kind of stand in a place when you don't see it, but you've just got to know it's working. And if you're applying and following all the steps, it's working. The question is, are you going to allow it to work? See, the question is if you really want it to work, you find a way to make it work in a way that supports you for what you're up to, so you can have what you're looking for. Now, in 12 months from now, how much corporate credit are you going to have? You tell us, then we're going to tell you, okay, great. You need to get this, you need to get this, you need to get this. All right. Well, I can't get those right now. So you're going to get the ones that are more fruitful first, and then go for the other lower stuff, the lower fruit that's not so fruitful. So that's what we go ahead and go over with you. Another thing is that the Business Credit Builder Program guarantees fast approval for business credit finances to finally start and grow your business. Personal credit check, cash flow, collateral, personal guarantee not required. But if you have collateral, it make things different. Not easy, different. If you don't have collateral, it's still not required, because there's ways to go ahead and get, for instance, you can go to Crown Office Supply and they'll give you a good credit line, but you're going to pay them $99 is the membership, and every month you're going to pay them a fee if you don't order. If you do order, there's no fee. So now about this also, another thing, if you care about monitoring your business credit, then you probably have a bigger goal in mind. This is why I keep telling people, you've got to get your Dun & Brad report. You must order your Dun & Brad report, however you order it, through NAV, through whatever you want to do. But the thing is, know what your Dun & Brad is. Also your personal business, your business experience. You want to know what that is. A couple of people this week, they've bought their ones from Business Experience itself to really get the in-depth one, because NAV doesn't go in depth. It just tells you the number. NAV, the Business Experience tells you for the in-depth what you have, and it's like almost, I think it's $39 to get that one, and it's just it's good. You know, it really is. And NAV is good to keep you on balance, to see where you're going. But the Business Experience, when you buy it, just kind of lets you know where it's at. So the Business Credit Builder program is a very ingenious online software we have in a platform that a company at full service to help you guys to go ahead, and also the advisory team. They'll check up on you once in a while. So now also another thing was this. We have, like I said, well, over 27 years experience in the industry, but also we decided to alter the directions. Now we share our passion by helping others. And what I mean by helping others is that we do more consulting now than we used to do before. Before we do the consulting part, wait till you finish what you did. And if you didn't do what you did, then we say, you know what, you got to finish that before you come back. But now we consult you to say, okay, what's going on? What stopped you? And okay, we got it. Life did. So let's go back. Will you be able to do it this week? Okay, great. Call us when you get done. So that's not a problem. Also, another thing is why us? Why us? Because of the fact is we have good mentoring. The mentoring means this. We're going to hold you to account for what you say. Not like you're wrong and, oh, you bad. No, okay. Hey, you said this was going to happen. All right, cool. What got in the way? You tell us, well, this happened, that happened. Okay, cool. So you got what about this week? Well, this week I'm going to have this happen. Okay, great. Well, I'm also have this business going, and this business going. All right. Well, then how much time are you going to dedicate to building your business credit? Well, you know what? I can spend 2 hours. All right, 2 hours a day. Cool. We'll talk to you again on Thursday. Or I'm busy. I got this going on, that going on. All right. But remember, Thursdays, or they say if it's Thursday is your time. So because everyone has a slot. And the thing is that we get life comes up. We can't say, oh man, you promised. No, it's not like that because it's your business. That's how that's what you need to do. You need to do that. I mean, believe me, I had stuff happen and I had to go home when it got the snow over here and it got down to 16 degrees. One of the pipes busted. And my tech guy, I told him, hey, I got to go a half hour later. But, a lot of stuff, that's life. We have life too. And so the thing is that you just want to remember is that we understand because I understand we have life. I mean, this goes on. Right now, working from home and doing the stuff here and doing the webinar, having dogs in the background and family members. Last Sunday, we had the family in the background because all the family came out of town because we're celebrating somebody's retirement for them and everything else. And they have, there was a large family. So it was just a lot of get together. And what do? I still have to do what I promised I said I would do. So so we still deliver inside amidst whatever it is. And also, sometimes I know you don't feel like it. I get it. Because I'm telling there's times I say, man, I got to do this. I got to do the webinar. But you know what? I told you you're going to have live ones. I'm not going to do a pre-recorded. Now, even though you listen to this after the live, that's because either you didn't get the link or you didn't sign up to get notified. You didn't go on the bell and ring the bell and click on the bell where you're notified when we come on. We come on for sure on Wednesday and Sundays unless something happens, or let's say a holiday falls on the weekend and we know most people are going to be out of town. Then I'll move it to a Monday when they get home. At least they still have that time. So we're here Wednesdays and Sundays from 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific time. So these are the things I want to let you really know is that here, we're human. All right. I've gone through a lot of stuff that I know what not to do. And I'm able to pass it on. Also, I have a lot of my students, same thing. What they've gone through, they share some of their stuff with me. Some stuff I'm like, wow, I never heard that before. Because, I'm not going to hear everything. But I know the foundation and I know what else to get you to protect yourself so you have the line of defense so you don't have to worry about, oh my God. And here's the bottom line. The bottom line for you is this. I know you have the power, but the thing is you've got to begin to know that you do have the power and the corporate credit is the one that makes a difference for you. So with that said, I just want to say to you, I want to say thank you. I want to say good night. But I also want to go ahead and say this to you, is I want to say good night, have a good evening, and most of all, God bless you all, and we'll see you on the other side. That's my toy. All right, folks, we'll talk to you later. Good night. Bless you all.